Shalom, giving all praises to the Heavenly Father Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachahakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, the bishops, and the elders at Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations as always to the elect. And I briefly wanted to chime in, all right, on this tacky, low vibrational, slow belly, move that was just made by the Isupk in allowing, all right, this Edomite to film this documentary, all right, and upload it to his page entitled Inside a Hate Group, the Black Israelites, all right. Now, I'm not going to go too deep into this, but I just wanted to play a section of this just to show you how absolutely disappointing and low our people are, okay? And these are people who proclaim, to be no cowards, people who proclaim, to be representing Yahweh, all right, and Yahweh Shai, all right? And let's take a look at what these individuals are doing in this documentary and what they're saying. Sometimes you're speechless, so that's why sometimes you just ignore some of this madness. But I saw the elder Manat Zakba did a response to it, and I just was like, well, let me, throw something up on this because this is madness, and you wonder why, our apostles, bishops, and elders for years have got on these particular camps, just as the men of old, got on leaders, in their day. All right. The bulk of the rebuke. All right. When you go to Isaiah, Jeremiah, Ezekiel, was to the leaders. Okay. The leaders of our people who were just, doing what they wanted to do, led by their bellies, as the scriptures say, whose God is their belly. All right. And who's in this destruction, meaning you're not, predicating the doctrine or rooting the doctrine founded upon the principles of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, okay, and the simplicity in Yahweh Shai, all right, is what wards off all of that pride and vanity that comes with this flesh, and the simplicity in Yahweh Shai makes people to believe that you're boring, all right, the simplicity in Yahweh Shai, all right, makes Jake angry, all right, when you stick to the script. All right, when you bring this word out for what it is, all right, most Israelites don't see the power in that. They need to see a show. It has to go beyond, all right, just preaching and breaking the scriptures down and doing what the Lord commanded us to do. It has to be, rooted in what this world would deem, controversial, what this world would deem entertaining, especially amongst people who you call black, which happens to be the worst culture. All right. Black culture, which ultimately when you deal with black culture, it's nothing but a science project of the so-called white man. So it's rooted really in his principles, you see, but it's hidden and packaged, with a dark face. And he just threw this to you and said, this is your culture. And many of our people have wore that with a badge of honor, but as we come into this truth, we are to put off the old man and to understand that that thing called black was a setup the whole time. There's no such thing as a black person, okay? And what is known as black culture is completely anti-Messiah. It's toxic. And as we come into this truth, we should put that off, all right, and throw it in the trash where it belongs, all right, right along with the chicken bone, okay, the Coca-Cola can, okay, the 40, okay, the madness that we've learned. Throw it all away. Anyway, let's listen to these guys. Now, this is on the page called Tommy G. I don't know what this individual is all about. Maybe we'll look at his page, but check this out. Make sure I have it turned up. This is your Captain Tazariak, okay, in the ISUPK.
This brother has a shirt. This is ISUPK, and that's called Real Nigga University.
Nice to meet you. I'm Tommy.
How you doing?
Real Nigga University. Okay, what scripture is that? Now, he's going to bring out Acts where a particular, man of the Lord was called Niger, which is something we go to prove, one of many scriptures we can use to prove, that the disciples, the men of the Lord, were so-called, black men or had dark skin, had a dark hue. Okay, we bring that out, but we don't use it, all right, to formulate a doctrine around being real niggas. A real nigga, all right, is someone you want to stay away from. A real nigga is steal your earbuds, okay, and then help you look for them. A real nigga is not into herbs. He's not into, taking care of himself. All right, maybe he'll go hit the weights, but when it comes to getting into the herbs and making your own medicine, niggas ain't into that. You see what I'm saying? Real niggas aren't spiritual, they're carnal. This is why these guys wear all black and boast in wearing all black when there's no scripture saying you have to wear all black. Okay? And these men are on camera saying the damnedest things, but most Israelites, ignore these things that they say. And they're still bringing up, things that we say that are according to the law, like the grape. Yes, we have in the Bible a law on how to handle if a woman gets graped. And those laws being put in place not only establish order, but it would keep a man from graping if he knew that there was responsibilities behind his actions. All right, but a nigga can't understand that because a nigga is not a judge. You don't want a nigga judging any matters. Okay, a nigga doesn't know how to judge. He's only able to act upon his emotions, his flesh, which is why when you go to where niggas are and there's too many niggas, what happens? Usually, all right, something destructive happens. All right, they start off smiling with one another, but eventually there's an argument. Somebody gets shot. They don't know how to resolve conflicts. A nigga is the last thing you want to be. But here it is. These men come into ISUPK and they have to graduate from Real Nigga University. They don't have to be built up in the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding before they cross over. Okay? Like you have brothers who cross over into the camps. When we first came in, it was more so an easy process. You just come out, but as, things got deeper, all right? It wasn't like you just come out and you in that day, but, we were, we didn't have certain, processes in line until, we got around the apostles, the bishops, and we learned how to establish order. We learned how to read spirits, then we came up with, we got the test from the old school and, added certain things and brothers, after we see that, man, this brother seems serious. He's coming out, eventually he takes a test to see where he is. And then we build the man up, where he's weak in the scriptures and the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, because that's what it's all about. The new song has to be sung in order for us to get out of here. And black nigga culture has nothing to do with it. Okay?
No problem. Now, a lot of people, of course, the word nigga has always been a derogatory term for black people in America. But this is also an identifying marker for who the children of Israel are in the Bible. When you go to Book of Acts.
It's not really, to bring out how because the original hue of all nations were dark skin. All people were originally from a dark to a light brown hue. You know what I'm saying? But because of the curse that's been put into the earth, Esau, Edom mingling and spreading, and now you have brothers and sisters that can come looking like any nation, right? And we bring this out, and this is something these guys don't get. All right, there's even men in their congregation who people would say is a heathen, but they're stuck on this black thing. All right, being black is not an identifier of who the Israelites are, especially in these times. It's deeper than that. It's your spirit being drawn, all right, to repentance. It's your spirit being drawn to calling on the names of Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. It's your spirit being drawn to learn, to watch these videos, that's an indicator that the light is in you. You see? In ancient times, okay, the priest dealt with the Urim and the Thummim on what decisions to make in certain situations, and they dealt with stones and light shining in those stones on whether to know, to fight a war, or whether to know, even like at the time of Esdras. All right, when we returned to rebuild the temple, there came a point where there were certain Levites who couldn't prove by registry, by their pedigree, that they were of that particular lineage. So they said, well, you can't do particular offices in the priesthood because you don't have proof. We need to wait until a high priest comes with Urim and Thummim, right? And then we'll ultimately decide at that point, which that points to Yahweh Shai at the end of the day, because ultimately the light shining in you, the lively stone, is what indicates that you are an Israelite. It goes beyond this flesh. Okay?
13, verse 1, they call Barnabas Niger, which is where nigger comes from.
How long did it take for you?
Let's go to that. Let's go to that. And forgive me, I've been dealing with ailments. Weather's changing. All right, but we're working on building the immune system. All right, and getting our bodies in order. All right, because the times are coming when we're not going to be able to lean to Esau, okay, or go to his store, should I say. You got to learn how to make your own medicines, and ultimately build yourself up where your system is weak. Anyway, it says, Acts 13:1, now there were in the church that was at Antioch certain prophets and teachers, as Barnabas, all right, and Simeon was called Niger, Niger, which I believe that's an Italian word that means black. All right, it just means black. That's what the word means. And Lucius of Cyrene. Now the question would come: well, why would they call him black? All right, well, let's look up. He may have had been a dark skinned brother. You have particular friends in the world, or there was a brother when he first came in. He's a dark skinned brother. All right. Dark chocolate brother, and we called him, well, his name was Black in the World, so he, that was sort of a nickname we gave him. Then he changed his name to Shaka War, but then now it's Kadar, dark skin, right? Love that brother, Shalom. Now, the word here for Niger or Neger, all right, which in times past, this wasn't such a negative connotation. All right, only in these modern times, under Esau, Edom, calling us Niggers, has this become, sensitive and negative. But we have to be careful as it pertains to the ministry of what we add to it. Okay, there's particular truths you can bring out, right? But you have to be mindful, because black is a political term where Esau, Edom is able to control the narrative, right? And categorize you, meanwhile undermining you, mocking you. And what happened to the scripture that says never trust your enemy? You think that man came to get that documentary done, all right, to uplift you? No, he's making fun of you. You read the comments, you look a damn fool. Okay? You look dusty. As the so-called black woman calls so-called black men dusty. That's how you guys look doing that documentary. The word is black. Niger, like the Niger River, black. Surname of the prophet Simeon. So his nickname was Black. So he had to be a dark-skinned man if you conclude it. And that's that. That's all you make of that. You don't go and make a t-shirt called Real Nigga University, because the word Niger is just used here to describe him as his nickname. It didn't describe his character. It didn't describe, why. It just said he was called Black. This was a nickname that was given unto him back then. Right? And again, back then, that word wasn't a negative connotation. I believe the elder Malcolm, GMS Maccabean Spirit, search that page up. He went into it before. Okay? But that's it. Let's go back. This is madness.
Called Real Nigga University.
Nice to meet you. I'm Tommy.
How you doing?
How are
No
you?
problem. Now, a lot of people, of course, the word nigga has always been a derogatory term for black people in America. But this is also an identifying marker for who the children of Israel are in the Bible. When you go to book of Acts 13, verse 1, they call Barnabas Niger, which is where nigga comes from.
How long did it take for you to acquire your real
Nigga.
status?
Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. But we make Israel look bad. Look at Esau. Look at Esau, man.
I'm Tommy.
How you doing?
How are
No
you?
problem. Now, a lot of people, of course, the word nigga has always been a derogatory term for black people in America. But this is also an identifying marker for who the children of Israel are in the Bible. When you go to book of Acts 13, verse 1, they call Barnabas Niger, which is where nigga comes from.
How long did it take for you to acquire your real
Nigga.
status?
You can answer.
Me? It took me 90 days.
And what kind of
90 days to become a real nigga. It took him 90 days to become a real nigga. So what are the qualifications? What do? You hopping gates, down in, orange sodas in record time. Okay, frying chicken, freestyle. What is the qualification that makes you a real nigga? Are you built up in the scriptures? And a lot of these dudes just got out of prison because, Isupk, 501c3, have a prison program. This is why you see them, a lot of these camps, you see them doing giveaways and out in the community doing work. That is a marker that they're funded, right? And they have to do things, all right, to show those who are giving them those grants. They have to show them that ultimately we're doing what's right with the grant money. So they go out and they give out backpacks and they tell you Israelites, well, we're doing something in our community. The community, all Barith, God. Again, it plays on the flesh, but in the spirit, where did the Lord tell us to do that? Okay, the poor will always be amongst us, but you have brothers and sisters who are poor. We pour into them. You see, yeah, you can give, a homeless money here and there. There's nothing wrong with that. But we were never commanded to take this ministry, all right, and make it of this world to where now we're made right with the Most High by handing out, dinner plates. Okay, it's the same. Again, that is a marker that a particular camp is being funded, and they're receiving grants, which under a 501c3, dealing with that, you have to go out into the communities and show them that you are doing what's right with that money. But see, a lot of people look at us and say, well, what are you niggas doing in the community when we're doing what the Lord commanded us? But again, these are men who are not rooted in the simplicity of Yahweh Shai. All right, so it has to be this, it has to be that. It's everything but, all right, fervently teaching the word of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. And not to say, all right, that some of these men don't have videos where they say things that are true and make points. Even in this documentary, there were particular points that he made that was true. But the overall, the overall thing is just tacky. You see what I'm saying? It took me 90 days to graduate from Real Nigga University. You see? That's the standard. And, you want to go to Real Nigga University? 90 days of hardcore niggerdom. Well, what are they doing for 90 days? Hopping gates, right? Outsmarting the popo. I don't know. Either way it goes, it's not of the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, man. Does he know the scriptures? Does he know how to read the Hebrew? Right? I mean, you don't have to be, all right, this Hebrew scholar and know how to write paragraphs in Hebrew, but you should be able to go into the Hebrew and the Greek, certain Latin words, if you want to teach this word directly and correctly. You see? These are standards of a man who is rightly dividing the word of truth. Anyway, It took this individual 90 days to graduate from Real Nigga University, man. Wow.
Training or certification did you undergo in your quest to become a real
Nigga.
I attend
It's not funny, man. It's tacky. That shit is low level, man.
class for 90 days, and then that's when I'm born again.
And what made you say I want to become a real?
Nigga.
It was nothing out there for me to navigate to become and understand who I was and who I am. I looked at the word nigga as a negative term until I found out that it was an identity marker. You know, it's a shocker when you wake up and you find out that you're the descendants of Moses.
Was Moses a real?
Nigga. Hell yeah.
Was Jesus Christ a real?
The realest nigga.
Was Malcolm X a real?
No.
So the Messiah was a real nigga. Anyway, man, I mean, we've seen enough. Let's go into a few scriptures real quick. This is the book of Titus, chapter 1 and 10. It says, for there are many, all right. Let's see here. Let's see here. I'll just start to the point because it's given the standards and qualifications of what, you know, a bishop or an elder, all right, is supposed to carry. Titus verse 1 and 7, for a bishop must be blameless as he is the steward of the Most High. Let's look up the word steward. Okay. And a bishop is ultimately a head of a church, a elder of a church. All right, an overseer, okay? A man charged with the duty of seeing, the Greek word is episkopos. You hear the term Episcopalian church, you know, these anti-Messiah churches calling themselves Christians have taken certain words and you've heard them and you really didn't have any direct connection to it. So it was just like, oh, Episcopalian church, evangelical church. You know, an evangelist is someone who goes around telling Israel the good news. But these so-called religions have taken certain terms and watered them down. You can't let these Christians hijack. Even John 3:16, you can't let them hijack, you know, the fruits of the Spirit. Don't let these so-called Christians, these anti-messiahs, hijack those terms. No, we got to tap into those things as well. The word episkopos is an overseer, a man charged with the duty of seeing that things be done by others done rightly, a guardian, a superintendent. And do you think Moses would have allowed Israelites to go around saying, well, we real niggas, we the real nigga camp? Okay? No. As he oversaw that, he would have said, nah. You think Moses would have allowed someone in his congregation to come in on a horse on the Passover? No, he would have said, you know what? Let's leave the horse out. That's not a good idea. We don't want to, you know, tempt our Lord. You know, and a lot of the things these camps do. Superintendents, the overseers, you know, got camps spray painting Yahweh and Yahweh Shai on the side of trains, doing titty bar Passovers, you know. All manner of things that we've seen camps do, and we bring it out. You know, getting all kind of Jake and marching through neighborhoods. Why not just set up and teach? You know? Shit, all of those men could be 3 to 4 man camps. And you just set up and teach. So that the word goes out. So that the glorification is not of ourselves. As the scriptures say, we preach not ourselves. Let's get that real quick. In the book of 2 Corinthians, the 4th chapter. Let's see here. 2 Corinthians 4 and 1. Therefore, seeing as we have this ministry, as we have received mercy, we faint not. Don't give up. We receive grace, mercy, which we didn't deserve. So we faint not. It says, but have renounced the hidden things of dishonesty, not walking in craftiness, nor handling the word of the Most High deceitfully. This is what many of these dudes are doing. A lot of them have made merchandise of the ministry. A lot of these dudes are sitting on a high horse getting paid. They've become comfortable. Okay? You know, trying to decorate their hell. You got dudes selling Hebrew names. Just handling the word of the Lord deceitfully. Okay, getting absolutely sitting on a high horse, winning in the hundreds, thousands, millions. Okay? And they've waxed proud against the simplicity in Yahushua. The simplicity of Yahushua is boring to them because look what not being simple in Yahushua has gotten me. And see, we were brought into this truth to suffer for righteousness' sake, not to say you have to be some broke. If you can get more, but you have to be very, very careful in how you link things to the ministry because you're going to be held accountable for those things when Yahushua comes. See, it's cute now as black people are cheering you on. See, black people don't have any knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Black people are absolutely low vibration. They don't have, you know, they just see a guy who says he's an Israelite. They see the flashiness. They see you rapping. They see this. They see that. They're like, well, this is the truth. I'm a real nigga. Wow, I can be a real nigga in righteousness. See, you're handling the word of the Most High deceitfully because you're doing what you want, and you know how simple our people are. Our people, especially when it comes to God, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans can get very simple and stupid. This is why you have the T.D. Jakes and all of these different preachers sitting on a high horse. Who's giving them all that money? But mainly so-called black women, right? Our people, black men and women, and all of the men and women in these churches of the different tribes are in there, you know, giving these preachers all of this money, as it says in the book of Isaiah 55. Why do you spend all of your money and giving all of your energy into that which is not feeding you? But this is the legacy of Israel. This is why we have to be careful in these times, man. But you have these men handling the word of the Most High with deceit, all right? But by manifestation of the truth, commending ourselves to every man's conscience in the sight of the Most High. NLT, we reject all shameful deeds and underhanded methods. We don't try to trick anyone or distort the word of the Most High. We tell the truth before the Most High, Ba'ashem Yahushai, okay? And all who are honest know this. So anybody who's been watching, you know, the apostles, the bishops, the elders of Great Millstone, you know that we've kept it about the word, even when it looked crazy in this world. Of course, you're bringing out ancient customs in a modern world. People can use the modern thought, you know, process and say, well, these niggas are crazy. Okay, yeah, we take that because we know what's true, right? And all of you know that we've been rooted in the word. You can't say shit about us when it comes to bringing out these scriptures. You can be mad about how we are. You can not like how we look. But when it comes to bringing this word out, prophesying, showing you why what's happening is happening in the world, we did that to keep your minds rooted in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, right? It says, but if our gospel be hid, it is hid to them that who are lost, in whom the God of this world have blinded the minds of them which believe not. And a lot of people really look at Yahushai's stance and the simplicity in Yahushai as lame. You know, they want to maintain this tough guy image. You know, they want to do this, they want to do that. They want to do everything but keep it simple in Yahushai. That's where our victory comes. Okay? It says, in whom the God of this world, Satan, and Satan can make things look real tasty and beautiful. Satan could give you a show like to make you really think you're being fed, but the whole time you're being poisoned. That's one of the many wonders of Satan. You know, it's adverse, it's against Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, but he can present it to you even as if it is, all right, just as he deceived Eve, right? Lest the glorious gospel of Yahushua, who is the image of the Most High, should shine unto them. For we preach not ourselves. See? We don't come with our own agendas. It's just about the preaching the word. We prophets. Right? We preach not ourselves, but Yahweh Shai Hamashiach, the Lord, and ourselves, your servants, for Yahweh Shai's sake, Salakia. It says, you see, we don't go around preaching about ourselves. We preach that Yahweh Shai is Lord, and we ourselves are servants for your sake. The resurrection. See, the beginning of this ministry is at the resurrection of Yahweh Shai. Okay? Which you don't see too many camps putting emphasis on that. Because here it is, showing off what you can do and what we doing, but that man rose from the dead. Okay? You could be dead tomorrow.
Real?
No. Malcolm X had a good spirit for brother. Hey, can I get my coffee?
Let's go, turn it up. You're moving too slow.
Malcolm X was
Hold on. Can I say something? I was expecting your coffee to come straight black. And right now, that coffee has got some Caucasian mixed into it, brother.
This is a vintage.
This is allowed in this school and the real
nigga university. Yeah.
If we were in a literal war where weapons were involved, which Esau's going to try to do that, but let's say this was a literal war and you got the enemy, you just kicking it with the enemy, letting them film you. This is what we do. Yeah, man. Orange soda on the side, chicken. Yeah, it was one time these dudes did a documentary with Vice magazine or Vice whatever, right? I don't know if it's a magazine, but it's called The Black Israelites. They had the gun range shooting. And then you look, if you pause it, there was one scene where it was a big sloppy grease ball standing on the side of a mountain of chicken. And then you look over to the right, it's orange soda, Mountain Dew. Come on, man. What are we doing here? But see, this is giving the world the ability to make mockery of the ministry, which that's the last thing we should be doing. They're gonna make mockery of it anyway, but you damn sure shouldn't help them.
We drink coffee. This is oat milk.
Yeah, if we were in a literal war, all right, these guys are, hey man, you got guys, meeting up with Vocab Malone to sit down. So you mean this nigga got your number? Going to eat pizza with Vocab. Let's go eat pizza after we debate. Rubbing elbows with men who are complete agents and bug outs who have no, mind for the kingdom to be set up. You see what I'm saying? We would be destroyed if we were in a literal war fucking around with Jake. Remember, who was it? Was it Hezekiah? Isaiah cursed him out. He brought the heathen in. Look, this is, showing him what he got. You know what I'm saying? Isaiah had to curse his ass out. Yeah, this is the book of Isaiah 39 and 1. And as soon after this, Merodach Baladan, son of Baladan, king of Babylon, sent Hezekiah his best witches and a gift. He had heard that Hezekiah had been very sick and had recovered. Hezekiah was delighted with the Babylonian envoys and showed them everything in his treasure houses, the silver, the gold, the spices, and the aromatic oils. He also took them to see his armory and showed them everything in his royal treasuries. There was nothing in his palace or kingdom Hezekiah did hide from them. Then Isaiah the prophet went to King Hezekiah and asked him, what did those men want? All right. And this is what we would be asking you. Why you got those, why is Bishop Nathaniel sitting down with a Jewish agent that he had identified as an agent, but sitting there calling us grapists? Y'all sitting down doing these interviews with these news stations. Now, if they walk up on us and want to, and just have a mic in our face, we'll deal. But I'm not fit to sit up there and link up with you, all right, to where this is some, structured, set up meeting, And Hezekiah replied, they came from Babylon. It says, what did they see in your place, asked Isaiah. They saw everything. Hezekiah replied, I showed them everything, all my royal treasuries, everything I own. Then Isaiah said to Hezekiah, listen to the message that the Lord of heaven's armies all right, said, Yahweh Bashim Yahshua, it says, the time is coming where everything in your palace, all the treasures stored up by your ancestors until now will be carried off to Babylon. Nothing will be left, meaning the Lord going to roll on and take all of this. Now, Hezekiah was a righteous king, right? He restored righteousness. He was one of the righteous kings that sat on the throne of David, okay? But it says some of your very own sons will be taken into exile, and they will be eunuchs who will serve in the palace of Babylon. And that goes into Daniel, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. They fulfill that when you get Daniel, the first chapter, right? Daniel, the first chapter, this was fulfilled. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second here. All right, internet's kind of tripping. All right, Daniel 1 and 3, and the king spake unto Aspenaz, the master of his eunuchs, that should bring certain of the children of Israel, and the king's seed and of the princes, children in whom is no blemish, well favored and skillful in all wisdom, and Daniel, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, and certain other Israelites that were of that royal line fulfilled. All right, the prophecy that Isaiah, when he cursed King Hezekiah out, he got on him and told him, look, you're going to pay for this, being simple. So our actions could mess up, the seed. And this is why our actions now have to be rooted towards the future, rooted towards salvation, rooted towards the kingdom, not rooted in what we want. You see that? It's just a little, in a eunuch, there's different kind of eunuchs. But in that aspect, the eunuch was speaking about when a king conquered a land, he would keep certain of the elites of the nation he conquered so that they can teach him about the culture, the history, all right, certain the things in the land. Where's this well at? Where can I go and find that of your land that he conquered? So he wouldn't destroy all of the king's seed. He would keep them because they are what? Regarded as the wisest. So Daniel was on point. And when you read about Daniel, you can't, most of the men of the Lord you read about outside of Yahushua, you hear, their downs, their ups, their downs, they're good, they're and the bad. But with Daniel, it's only good. He won the whole time. Anyway, these dudes are tripping. Let's go back to where we were at in the book of give me 1 second. And here is 2 Corinthians, the 4th chapter. All right. Let's read it again. 2 Corinthians 4 and 5. You see, we don't go around preaching about ourselves. We preach, all right, that Yahushua HaMashiach is Lord, and we ourselves are your servants for Yahushua's sake. All right. So we don't go around preaching about ourselves. Okay. And again, we're built up on the foundation of the apostles and prophets. All right. Upon any other foundation, all right, you're building in vain. Okay. And the prophets didn't go around playing these type of games, man. Yeah, they made mistakes, but there was always leaders, all right, or the Lord would show us their mistakes so that we can learn from the mistake. Jake hasn't learned from the mistakes of Adam, Eve, the men of the Lord. They don't get it. They're still allowing that serpent up in there, all right, which ultimately is going to always end bad when you allow that guy. Set him not by thee. Do you not read the scriptures? Huh? Let's get 2nd Esdras, right? Sirach 13 and 10 says, never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusted, so is his wickedness. Though he humble himself and go a crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust has not altogether been wiped away. You're supposed to know. The devil want to come do a documentary? Hell no. I'm not doing no documentary on me and uploading it to your channel, boy. Get your ass up out of here. You should have the wisdom and knowledge enough at this point in the game. But again, it's all about self-glorification. This gonna bring more people to the truth. Lip hanging. Okay. Chicken stuck in his teeth. Remember in Egypt, Jake was eating all that quail and it was in their teeth. And the Lord, he was like, look at these savages. They eating the quail, being demons. And the Lord judged them. You same chicken eating niggas are back here today. Set him not by thee, see, lest when he have overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place, because he wants to be the chosen. Neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he take thy seat, and thou last remember my words and be pricked therewith. And a lot of you guys are going to be pricked. The ISUPK told Israel they will be stupid not to go get that juicy jab, that taco sauce. Okay, that venom. You would be stupid, man. Then this big 6'8" Julius Peppers looking nigga, Captain Tazariak, got on camera and said, he went on Signetter TV, an unbeliever's platform, and said, I'm taking the juice so that y'all won't be scared to take the juice. Which, did he really take it? But at that time, certain camps, all right, were silent. But these dudes just was like, well, shit, go do it, nigga. And they were getting funded. When you pushed that, certain churches were getting broke off all kind of money for pushing that juice. And these dudes openly push that juice on y'all, and there's no videos really getting on them. Look what that juice is doing to people. Well, I'm still alive. Okay. Well, you remember the IUIC, 20 plus members after they said do it, passed away, then they had to change their stance. Okay? And that wasn't a traditional V to the A to the Isupk. That was a altering mechanism. That was different from the traditional, which I don't get none of them now that I've woke up. You know what I'm saying? I don't get none of them. The FLU one, I don't get none of them. But this one that they brought this time had nothing to do. All right. Even certain doctors. Okay. This is not medical information. Certain doctors were saying, okay, yeah, I agree with the VA to the Isupks, but this ain't that. This ain't the standard VA to the Isupks. This is altering your makeup anyway. But they were down with that. So this 6 foot, these niggas, they got the shades on, the all black, and they're standing in a line to get juiced with fringes on. With spikes hanging off their arms and everything. You think this nigga was the Legion of Doom from the wrestlers. You like, these niggas are real, but you standing in a line. Again, this is what comes with Real Nigga University. Anyway, I didn't intend for this to be that long, but hey, we're led by the Spirit. So, hopefully you're being edified. So you go be pricked. Get Sirach 13. Sirach 13 and 1. He that toucheth pitch, which Esau's that pitch, shall be defiled therewith, and he that hath fellowship with a proud man shall be like unto him. The rich man have done wrong, and yet he threatened withal. Here it is, all of the legacy of Esau, Edom, and all of the wickedness that they've done. But they're threatening us. Okay? The rich man have done wrong, yet he's threatening us, calling us crazy, making documentaries to present us as crazy. Right? The poor is wrong, then he must entreat also. Let's see if this man has any documentaries going and doing a documentary on the small hats. The ones who, do circumcision and suck the blood out. Circumcising with their mouth. Yeah, let's see if there's a documentary on that. The war that's going on over there between Israel and Palestine. Is there any documentaries on that? Let's see. Nope. He's showing niggas and spics, all right, doing wickedness, gangs, the homeless crisis. Nothing, no interviews on the small hats. There's some more of the tribes. He's going around just interviewing the tribes, exposing their wickedness. Okay, he exposed a corrupt mayor. Oh, but it's a nigga woman. Which the nigga woman shouldn't be in any position of leadership. Okay? Women, period, shouldn't be in positions of leadership. Women have a very beautiful role, you see, but here in this world, that role is mocked upon. Anyway, yeah, you're just going into the tribes and their wickedness. Gangs in Chicago, Latino, so-called black gangs. Now to top it off, right? He's not interviewing none of those small hats. I'll tell you that. But to top it off, he got your black ass up there. And you allowed that. Verse 6, if he have need of thee, he will deceive thee and smile upon thee and put thee in hope. He will speak fair unto thee. So what did you do to graduate from real nigga university? You simple ass niggas, man. And Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai is going to put all of this confusion to rest. All of you camps out there playing with this word. He will speak fair unto thee, and then in the end, he will say, what do you want? Okay, when this shit goes down, that same Edomite is going to be like, these niggas are crazy, kill them. But you just sat up there and did a documentary for this nigga. Beware that thou be not deceived and brought down with his jollity. Jollity is partying. Let's look up the word jollity. His lively and cheerful activity of celebration. I'm here to do a documentary. I study niggas and spics. That's what I do with my channel. Can I study you guys? See? Be not deceived by that shit, man. Again, if we were in a literal war, we'd be dead effing with you guys, man. The water Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua for a remnant, man. Okay? And he will shame thee by his meats. I'll give you a couple of $100, $1,000 here. Just do it. Until he will shame thee by his meats. He's done it to all of our people. Until he have drawn thee dry twice or thrice. And at last he will laugh thee to scorn. When he seeth thee, he will forsake thee and shake his head at thee. Beware that thou be not deceived and brought down by his jollity. If thou be invited of a mighty man, withdraw thyself. And so much more he will invite thee. See? Verse 13, observe and take good heed, for thou walkest in the peril of thy overthrow. You're behind enemy's line, my man. When thou hearest these things, awake in thy sleep. See? Every beast, verse 15, loveth his like, and every man loveth his neighbor. All flesh consorteth according to kind, and a man will cleave to his like. So y'all are cleaving to all of this madness, okay? And all of these people are seeking to overthrow your ass. Anyway, there was a few other scriptures I had, then I'll close it out. I believe I was in Titus. Titus, let's see here. Titus 1 and 7. An elder is a manager of God's household. So he must live a blameless life. He must not be arrogant, quick-tempered. He must not be a heavy drinker, violent, or dishonest with money. Okay, and we all struggle with things, but as a leader, you have to be able to balance those things that they don't overthrow you. And you have to be an example to the men under you. Okay? And I'm learning every day to lead. Every day I'm learning something new. I got to check myself. I'm doing this too much. I got to chill. I got to be more healthy. I want to be a better example for the men under me. I still got things to work on. Okay? Rather, he must enjoy having guests in his home, and he must love what is good. He must live wise and be just. He must live a devout and disciplined life. Okay? Temperate. Okay? Holding fast the faithful words as he has been taught, that he may be able by sound doctrine to exhort and convince the gainsayer. There was another word I was going to look up. Okay? Let's see here. Steward of the Most High. Again, that's what I was looking up. But that shows you the Spirit is in control, not us. Okay? The word for steward
Strong's G 3623. Oikoinamos. Oikoinamos.
The manager of household or household affairs, steward, manager, superintendent, whether freeborn usually was the case. All right. The manager of a farm, and this is the Lord's sheep. All right. Superintendent over the finances. Metaphorically, the apostles and other followers of Yahushua, teachers and bishops and overseers. Okay. You can't be self-willed, greedy of gain. A guy like that over the money, he's, being an asshole. Okay? For there are many, verse 10, Titus 1 and 10, many unruly and vain talkers and deceivers, especially they of the circumcision, whose mouths must be stopped, who subvert whole houses, teaching things they ought not, for filthy lucre's sake, for money. Okay? So, let's get one more scripture. I believe it's in Corinthians. I know. They go be destroyed. 2 Corinthians 6 and 3. Giving no, even the birds tired of you niggas. If we could understand what that bird is saying, he probably cursing you niggas out too. 2 Corinthians 6 and 3, giving no offense in anything, that the ministry be not blamed. Okay? We live in such a way that no one will stumble because of us, and no one will find fault in our ministry. That's easily a way you can find fault. Now, y'all say, well, y'all teaching grape. We ain't teaching to go grape women. We just brought you out a law of how things were handled in the ancient world, man. Different environment, right? And if we were in rulership, these laws apply. Okay, you break, you buy. If she ain't married or betrothed, all right, you took it. Now you got to take care of her, and that's your wife. Again, if that law was implemented, men would be very careful with their decision making. That's why the scriptures say, keep a sure watch over your daughter. Back then, you had a custom called bride kidnapping, where a man would see a woman he wants and sweep her off her feet. Take her away for a whole moon cycle, which is a honeymoon, and come back. And now, things like that happen in the ancient world. America wasn't always in power, man. This ain't always how societies were ran. Today, you go to the club, you see a woman, you coming with me? Hey, that's happened. That's a form of sweeping her off her feet. But it ain't no damn virgin. So we bring out these customs, and Jake is so geared towards the American way and what Esau said that they don't even know that the word grape itself means to seize. So you're thinking the men are just walking up on women, beating the shit out of them, the kicking their teeth out. Now, overall, who would want their daughter to be taken like that? You will want to give your daughter away to the man and the family you please to link your household with. Okay, however, there were certain instances where a man would just take the woman. What do you want us to do? Run from it? No, we're bringing it out according to what the law says. Okay? Yes, women were given into marriage once they had their cycles, puberty. Okay, they were eligible, all right, to become a bride, be betrothed, get married. Some men waited till the woman matured to his liking. Okay. Some 12, 13, 14, they lay with him. I know my grandmother had children at 14, the other one at around 13. These are ancient customs, and Jake just can't get it. Now, of course, we looking at these little girls today like, hell nah. We're just showing you how the Lord intended things to be and how it worked in the ancient world, and you niggas have lost your mind, and you can't even, you're supposed to be judges. What do you want me to do? That's how the Lord intended it. The Lord called Israel a wife of youth. Right? No woman waiting until she 18, 19 to no, that didn't happen in the ancient world. It don't happen now. Anyway, it's just that things are out of order, and it's not geared towards family All right, and responsibility is more geared towards lust and just busting one. See? Sex was surrounded around responsibility in the ancient time in the law. Wasn't just no hooking up. This is why we got to get the hell up out of here. This is a confused environment. Okay? And when you apply biblical principles in this confused environment, you could be like, oh, wow, the way you thought things were supposed to go. You hear how the Lord wants it. Hey, man, the laws are harsh. If we implemented the laws in this world right now, man, you people will be like, hell nah. But see, Jake say they love the Lord, they love the law, but when you go into the Lord, you go into the law, Jake don't want nothing to do with it. They're pushing marriage certificates. Where's in a marriage certificate in the law? They don't talk about the token of virginity, where the blood on the sheet represented the consummation of the marriage. The completion of the covenant came when a man has sex with a woman. That completed the transaction. The covenant was made. Covenant means cut. But these are simple things. You guys are supposed to be the high-level Israelite leaders and teachers that you run away from and try to use the world standard against us to make us seem crazy. And you're going to pay for that. See, the scriptures say, if you were ashamed of me, let's get that real quick. I know I'm all over the place. That's where that's at. Generation. Then you put us out there to meet the black colt that wants to take 12 years. Like, well, come on, bro. But hey, you're going to pay for that. Okay? Simple nigga. Okay? Mark 8:38, whosoever therefore is ashamed of me and my words in this adulterous and sinful generation, these people are completely sick and backwards. And you ashamed to bring out the law for what it is? All right? Of him also shall the Son of Man be ashamed when he cometh in the glory of his Father with the holy angels. So the Lord will be ashamed of you guys. Anyway, giving no offense, all right, that the ministry be not blamed. Okay? This is the spirit we should be in, man. Okay? 1 Corinthians 8:9, but take heed lest by any means this liberty of yours becomes a stumbling block to them that are weak. Because under liberty, under grace, all right, Jake, basically what they do is they take things and they'll say, well, where in the law am I going off? But you can be offending in the spirit. Every sin isn't a technicality in the law. Yahweh Shai told the wicked scribes and Pharisees, you're sinning because you don't believe in me. Right? So every like when Sakari had that titty bar Passover, where in the law say I can't do that? Well, you're offending in the spirit. Offending in the spirit is breaking the law. Okay? Let's see here. 1 Corinthians 10:23, all things are lawful for me, but not all things are expedient. All things are lawful for me, but not all things edify. So yeah, you can go into the law. I don't say I can't call myself a real nigga. But in the spirit, you're going off. Right?
Shaken espresso, vanilla cinnamon foam.
Was vanilla?
Yeah,
Are you
cinnamon
appropriating
cold
my
foam.
culture right now?
Nah, well, coffee can't integrate. The reason why I said Malcolm is not a real one is because Malcolm was trying to join us to the Arabs religion. So Malcolm had the right spirit of brotherhood, but the wrong religion. So he was. We train brothers to be physically fit, mentally fit, and spiritually fit.
What's the brand of martial arts?
And brothers work out, brothers get into the martial arts, but it's not something we tie to the ministry. All right, we exhort brothers to take care of themselves, get into certain things, but it's not something that needs to be trained. See, when people see us, the only thing that you don't go into, Jeremiah's writings and hear about his personal life, and you just read about him, being a man of the Lord and prophesying. The prophets, you didn't know too much of what they had going on. All right, but they were warriors. Don't get it twisted. Abraham was a warrior. See, but see, the weapons of our warfare are not carnal. It is good to take care of yourself. It is good to learn certain arts and know how to defend yourself. But overall, the scriptures say, let no man boast in his wisdom and that he has this or that, but let him boast in that he fears me.
Learning right now.
Yad Karab, hand combat. Yad means hand, Karab means combat. Shmukta, the brother in the middle, with the stick hanging on his side, that's Captain Akad.
Does he ever whack people with the stick?
If he had to defend himself.
But not like he doesn't like if you do a wrong like karate chop. He doesn't. Thank you, Master. How happy.
Gotta let the colors fly. We want no cows in a cat, only man prepared to die.
I don't qualify because of my non-black status.
Why not?
Has it ever played out poorly in history, would you say?
White people are segregationists.
What time period are we talking?
Any time period.
Recently?
Any time period.
Yeah, I gave a guy like a handshake and a hug yesterday, so maybe that qualifies.
Could qualify, possibly. What else? Let's talk about the bad things that you did, though.
Are we talking about slavery?
Oh, are you talking about slavery? Are you mentioning slavery as one thing?
I feel like before America became real.
The so-called white man's wickedness goes far beyond slavery. Look what he's doing to the earth. Slavery is the least of his worries. He's going to have to pay for, he's going to have to pay for that because he touched the apple of the Lord's eye. But anyway, hopefully I'll edify, man. We out of here. Shalom.